Hey, Wemberg World Entertainment, and of course, Starfleet Academy Season 1 has finished, but there's still one episode that stuck out like a sore thumb, and it was the episode that was all about Sam. And of course, what did they do? They introduced and butchered the whole story for Sisko. Ben Sisko. They wanted Jake Sisko to appear in the episode and all this stuff, and it was just like, oh my god. And of course, Tawny Newsome, who wrote that episode, well, co-wrote it, of course added herself in as Dax, and it was just like, oh my god. But Tawny Newsome has just done this sit-down interview with Gates McFadden, and they brought up this episode, and apparently Sisko was never actually the original plan for that episode. It was going to feature multiple different captains. But Tawny Newsome then decided, oh, maybe it should just be about one captain and stuff like this. So we'll have a look at exactly what she says. And then you see how she says she basically isn't around for Season 2. So it looks like her work for Season 1 went over so well they barely used her for Season 2. So it was being asked anyway about that particular episode, and was it originally about Sisko and stuff, and she says that it wasn't originally about Sisko. So this is what she says about that episode. So she said it started as this idea where all of the students were going to be taking a test, and they all had to learn about different captains from the past, and we have some character learning about the captains we know, and then also some captains from the canon that we were going to build out, like some new names. Which, by the way, before I go, that's a weird statement. Some captains from the canon that we're going to build out and some new names. It's like, what the hell does that mean? Captains from the canon, surely that would just be the captains we know. Otherwise, how can you say new names? It's weird. But she continued anyway, saying, and then I think we decided we just needed to focus on one captain, and a lot of ideas were thrown out. And because I'm such a Deep Space Nine fan, and because I've been pretty vocal about that show in particular not getting as much attention in modern Trek, I was pretty adamant from the beginning that it needed to be a Sisko story. And also the fact that we kept calling Sam an emissary for her people. I was like, we can't say the word emissary 40 times in this episode and not have it be about Sisko. That's crazy. Now, there's a weird contradiction in there where she says the original idea was not about Sisko, that it was going to be about multiple different captains and stuff like that. But then she also says from the very beginning she knew it had to be a Sisko story. So that's a bit contradictory. It's like it wasn't about Sisko, but it had to be. It was weird. So she was asked then, like, did it take long to make the switch? And she said the initial breaking of the episode, making it a Sam story, making it a Sisko story, that came very early in the process. We were probably working on that idea spring of 2023 before even the writer's strike. Keep that in mind. It's 2026 and this show only ended, last month? And that episode I think it's 5, was written in 2023. That's how long this shit has been in development. 2023, 3 years later we see it. Good God. So Gates McFadden then referenced her own experience of scenes being cut from a script, and Tawny Newsome, wait till you hear this. She said, you should have seen the first draft of episode 5 for Academy. It was about 72 pages, and I think we had to get it down to about 48. They had 72 pages of garbage for that episode written, and they were told, get it down to 48 pages. Good God. So Gates asked Tawny if she had other ideas that had Starfleet Academy continued after Season 2, which then Tawny admitted she wasn't around much in Season 2 anyway. So this is where she says this. By Season 2, I wasn't in the room anymore. I just was able to contribute on one of the scripts. Alex Toby, I think, and I wrote an episode for season 2, but because I had other obligations, I wasn't full-time in the room. So there were a lot of things I wanted to do. There was a lot more stuff I wanted to do with Sam. I just thought the character became so fascinating, and gosh, the chance to explore a new species and a new world was really exciting to me. And Creasy Brooks is just such a special actor. Oh, she's fucking special, alright. Special needs. But you hear there, she only worked on one episode for season 5, or season 5, Jesus Christ. Could you imagine if we had season 5 of this garbage? Season 2. What's mad is she says she wanted to do more stuff with Sam. So it's like, so you're trying to tell us you could have worked on a story about Sam in this season and you decided not to? Is that what we're being told here? Bit strange. By the way, why in God's name would we want more episodes about Sam? And the fact she says it's such a chance to explore new species. She's not a species to start with. She's a holographic program. What are you exploring? We know everything there is to know about holograms. This idea of, oh, we're going to explore a holographic program. No, you're not. Sam? Good God, no. Could you imagine Tawny Newsome writing another episode that was all about Sam? Holy hell, that would have been a disaster. But it's also funny that she's saying, oh, I had so many other obligations. Like what? What obligations is she trying to tell us she had that she couldn't write and work on season 2 of Starfleet Academy? The woman's basically in nothing. I've never even heard of her until Lower Decks. And even since Lower Decks, all I ever hear about her is Starfleet Academy. So what exactly is Tawny Newsome working on that she can't work with Starfleet Academy season 2? Except to jump in and do one episode. By the way, I bet you that'll be the worst episode. It'll probably be another stupid comedy type of episode. Oh God, can you imagine? But it is interesting to hear them say that the original idea for the Cisco story wasn't going to be about Cisco. It was going to be about multiple captains, and that all the characters were going to be learning about the captains. And then somewhere, she says very early on, they flipped the switch and went, oh no, it needs to be a Sam-focused episode and it has to be about Cisco. Weird. But what do you guys think? Are you glad, number one, that Tawny Newsome won't really be involved with season 2? What do you think about the idea that it could have been multiple captains instead of just the Cisco story? Let us know what you think about all of it. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.